Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Kelly Stewart, joined today by Ralph Michaels at Cal Sports LV and Marco D'Angelo at Marco in Vegas. Guys, we're going to talk a little NFL. I know we're a little over a week and a half away, but interesting game here. Atlanta Falcons catching 3 with the Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles. My first question is, who's going to be the quarterback for the Eagles, Ralph?
Well, you know, we're filming this on Wednesday, so Philly's playing
Wednesday of the week before.
Wednesday the week before, yeah, thank you. So 8 days before the game. And the preseason game is tomorrow, and neither Wentz or Foles is going to play in the preseason game. But the head coach had said he's not going to tell the team or the public who's going to start at quarterback until 90 minutes before kickoff time. He did that in yesterday's press conference. So, you know, I don't know how much the line is going to change. Is Wentz a point more than Foles? Are they even? I mean, the way Foles got him to the Super Bowl at the end of the year after the Wentz injury, I don't know if it really matters. But I think it does hurt Philly to a degree because you don't have the continuity. You don't have Wentz taking the 1 snaps. You don't have Wentz taking a hit in preseason. And even like we saw with the Colts with Andrew Luck, when he played that game 2 in Seattle and he got a hit, the coaching staff was relieved. He took a hit, he got up, he knew he was better, everything was fine at that point. And you don't have that situation yet. So depending on who's going to play, it's up in the air. I think right now, if I was the head coach, even though Foles hasn't looked great, I think I'd rather have him on the field because there's some continuity with the ones.
I'm back and forth on this one. Of course, Philly is now like the public darling. That's what happens when you win the Super Bowl and you cover 13 games in the regular season. So everybody's looking at this team going, okay, we got to bet the Eagles. But you have to remember, this Falcons team is just 2 seasons removed from essentially a half of a Super Bowl away from winning the Super Bowl. I mean, that's still
a quarter away.
People are still talking about how bad of a collapse that was against the Patriots. So I have nothing bad to say about the Atlanta Falcons here. Total of 46 on this one. I don't know, Marco, which way are you leaning here?
I'm looking at Atlanta, and I'm looking at them for several reasons. First of all, this quarterback situation in Philadelphia. Do you want Wentz that hasn't played at all in the preseason? I'm sorry. You can't, I don't care how much you practice in practice, it's not game speed. It's never going to be game speed. He's not going to be ready, in my opinion. He's going to be rusty. That's going to be, you know, an advantage to Atlanta if Wentz starts. If Foles starts, yeah, he had that miracle game. But if you remember, leading up, the minute Wentz got hurt, everybody in Philadelphia was like, the season's over. This is it. They're done. Foles comes in, you know, struggles in a couple games down the stretch, and then has the magical run through the playoffs. Now, the magical run through the playoffs, one of those teams they beat was the Atlanta Falcons. And there was one play away from the Falcons winning that game. We talk about revenge all the time. It's the most overused word in sports betting. But when it's playoff revenge, that's revenge I take seriously, because there's 2 things you always remember in life. The team that ended your season and the girl that broke up with you, okay? You're pissed at both of them. You want revenge. That's what they're going to get. And I like the Atlanta coming in here, and they're going to go ahead. I think they've done nothing in the preseason. If you watch the Falcons, they don't care at all. They got veterans on that team. They know what they got. They're ready to go. I think we're going to see an upset on Thursday.
I thankfully had a best bet winner in Jacksonville because Atlanta said they didn't want to. He doesn't care. They have no rookie starters. They know exactly what they're going to bring to the board. I really like this Falcons team. I mean, I do a New Orleans radio show as well, and I've gone back and forth with the Saints and Falcons. I think they're both clearly in the playoffs. I think they're both clearly 10-win teams, and that's despite the fact they have to play each other and Carolina and Tampa Bay. I think they're both that good. You know, in this game, you know, where the total is, I sort of lean with the total. We've seen the Super Bowl champs. Denver a couple years ago played Carolina, won and covered. And then, of course, the KC Shocker last year at New England. So the home teams have split the last few, getting those Super Bowl banners put up. But I lean a little bit with the over in this one, expecting Foles and Atlanta to both move the ball.
Good stuff. I got to agree with Ralph on the over. I'm also going to agree with Marco on the Atlanta Falcons catching a field goal. Great stuff from these guys. It's very interesting when they agree. I don't know what to do with myself. Don't forget, you can get all the audio from WagerTalk TV and all of our podcasts on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Google Play.